Hey gun people, this is an incident. I'm not sure what the department was. I can let's see, dash cam, grandfather to ground, Alabama police officer charged with assault. This guy's 57 years old. This is absolutely overuse of force, unjustified. So this is another officer pulling up, and you can see the dash cam here. This guy right here is going to take this guy to the ground here. Very hard, very aggressively. Unjustified. Very, what I would consider overuse of force. And the reason why I say that is I don't see any resistance. There's two officers, so they have numbers. The guy's not being violent and kicking and trying to resist, and the guy is already handcuffed. It's in broad daylight. There's not a crowd around. There's no circumstances on why this officer can justify why his fear, why he felt his safety was in jeopardy, why he'd use this total excessive use of force. Now, when he knocked this 57-year-old to the ground, he paralyzed him. And the guy evidently cannot speak English. And he was walking through the neighborhood. Somebody called in, said, hey, I don't recognize the guy, I don't want to leave my wife. The cops came and contacted him. The part that bothers me the most is the guy that took him down is the trainer. In most law enforcement, there's a thing called a field training officer. And other agencies may call it something else. But your FTO, your field training officer, when you first hit the streets, they don't put you out there by yourself. They put you with a field training officer. And that officer is supposed to guide you. He's supposed to be one of the experienced officers. He's supposed to teach you policy, officer safety. He kind of evaluates you. Usually they have a book or a checklist, and you have to go to so many domestic calls, so many, stolen vehicle. He has to evaluate you on most of the common crimes that you're going to incur, and you have to be signed off by this officer and evaluated on each call. And that's what the job of a field training officer is. So when you have people like this guy as a field training officer, that tells me you got huge issues in the mentality of the police department in order to have this guy training. So if this guy is training people, what do you think the cops are learning that he's training? Absolutely ridiculous. Somebody sent me this, and I just wanted to show that there's no aggressive acts on this guy. There's no resistance, pulling, trying to run, kicking. Guy just literally goes to the ground. Totally uncalled for. They showed a little bit better. And he does a leg sweep on a handcuffed guy, so the guy has to use his face to hit the ground. And he slams him into the ground. Wow, what a punk. That officer. And he was charged, and he should be charged. And I hope he goes to jail. And I hope he's held punitive. The problem that I have with this is, they show a couple other where this officer shows up.
I don't know. He don't speak a lick of English. Trying to pat him down because he keeps trying to walk away from him. Let him. Yeah. He's not get there now. I don't know what his problem is, but he won't listen. He's trying to walk away.
His problem is he can't understand English, you idiot.
Do you have anything in your pocket?
Watch for the aggressive move. Watch for the attack by the suspect.
You bite your lip. I busted it. Oh, okay.
Wow. Very, bad situation here. In this video here that's still running, they end up calling an ambulance. They can't get the guy up. I kind of should have showed you this. After he took him down.
Pat him down because he keeps trying to walk away from him. He keeps trying to walk away from him. Hey, Master. I don't know. He don't speak a lick of English.
See, the other guy knew he don't speak a lick of English.
Let him. Yeah.
you got anything in your pocket? The guy's freaking handcuffed. See, this is what the officer's kind of trying to cover his ass. He's asking questions that he could have asked before. He's already said the guy don't speak English. So why is he asking questions? Because he's nervous and he knows he messed up. He knows this shit's weak. So now he's a little concerned, like, uh-oh, I better act like I'm nervous and scared. I better act like and justify that I didn't search him and he could have maybe had a weapon. Remember, this guy's the training officer. He's trained other officers to go out there. I used to be an FTO. So believe me, you know, when you're assigned that duty, usually they want people who know what they're doing and who's going to teach people the right way. They don't want people doing it like this guy. All right, we'll end that there. Hopefully that makes it pretty clear. It's pretty short and easy to figure out. There was no justification in this. The guy shouldn't have done this. There was no factors. And again, the factors that cops look for when doing things like this is the number of officers, how far is backup, how violent is the situation, are you getting tired, what's your physical condition, what's the physical condition of the other person, which is totally opposite here. If the officer was 57 and the suspect was 20, then maybe we have a disparity of, you know, abilities, strength, agility, etc. But you have a 57-year-old man, a young officer with multiple officers, with no resistance, no violence, no crime, no felony, in the daylight with no crowd and no other threats there, and you have backup there. And you still do this. Totally unjustified. Hopefully they get a good use force expert to stand up, because there's going to be some cop there who's going to be testifying, well, the officer, with his experience and training, because the suspect was being non-compliant, and we have a policy that no people belong on the ground, and because he was compliant, he was within policy, and he took the guy to the ground, and he did what's a leg sweep technique, which is taught at the academy, and yeah, all that may be true. If you were dealing with somebody that was a legitimate threat, this guy was absolutely no threat. Very, very, very poor example of what cop work should be. And I don't know if the guy's black. I think somebody said he's from India, or he's Indian, or I'm not sure. But the color and the race to me doesn't matter. If the guy was black, people would be making a big deal out of this because he was black and what else. To me, I don't care about color of the officers or the suspect. I care about behavior. And the behavior of this officer is unjustified, unacceptable, and unreasonable. All right, we'll end that there.